A lot of news to get to, but just your initial reaction to the airstrikes last night.
Well, I certainly support them. I'm glad that we did something that's bigger than last time. It was certainly necessary, but I question whether this is actually going to deter Assad. Because you only struck at the chemical weapon sites. He doesn't really care about them. What he cares about is expanding his territory and holding on to power. So what he's going to say is, even if I got bombed, do I control more territory as a result of the chemical attacks? Is my rule stronger? If so, then I'll do it again.
Yeah, within that, Ryan, though, we were told that he had gotten rid of his chemical weapons. I mean, the Russians were supposed to work with him to get rid of them. Kerry, Obama assured us that that happened. How did we get to this point where he still has them and he's still using them?
Basically weakness. So what basically it came down to is that under the Obama administration, we came very close to launching some very limited airstrikes on Assad. They came up with a deal and said, look, I'll give up, or I claim to give up my chemical weapons stockpile. Gave up a lot of them. I supported going along with it, so we got rid of at least some of them and avoided getting into a war. But then after that happened, he started using chemical weapons on a small basis and then started increasing and increasing and increasing. And then it came up to Trump to try to enforce Obama's red line now twice.
Well, Ryan, let's take you back just for our viewers to remember what the Obama administration, Ambassador Rice, Secretary Kerry had to say at the time that got us to this. Take a look.
We were able to find a solution that actually removed the chemical weapons that were known from Syria in a way that the use of force would never have accomplished.
Russia has been constructive in helping to remove 100% of the declared chemical weapons from Syria.
People may criticize us for not having launched missiles against Assad after chemical weapons had been used. We didn't because they got rid of the chemical weapons.
Ryan,
100%.
What's fascinating is that, you know, Secretary Kerry was talking in 2014 about a gamble the administration took on peace, entering a three-way deal with Russia to hold them accountable. And now here we are today, the president clearly without really any options at this point in light of this horrific attack last week. So what's next?
There were consistent reports throughout that so-called disarmament process that Assad was hiding chemical weapons, lying about how much he had, certainly keeping the production facility. So if you destroy them, you can very quickly rebuild them, so it doesn't even matter that much. But even if you believe that he disarmed 100%, you have to be smart enough to know that our intelligence is not 100%. You don't say that. You don't say 100% you gave up all of it, and then you basically make an advertisement for the Assad regime, so then in the future, at a moment like now, he can come back and say, look, even you said I was innocent and you bombed me anyway, so now I really need WMD.
So
Great point.
What happens here? Russia is such a big player in all of this. I mean, they basically prop up Assad's regime, and they've continued to lie through their teeth all these years. So clearly there was a message sent from the president last night of, like, you need to make a choice. Do you think Russia will change their ways at all from this? Are they going to double down even more? They said that they will respond. None of their people were killed, so maybe they will back down. What do you think will happen?
As far back as I can remember, the Russians have always said World War III about everything. If you do this, it's probably World War III. So I've gotten used to the drama coming from Russia. There's a big gap between what they say to sound tough, and they'll do something small in order to make it look like they're tough and we look weak. But it won't be that important, probably, and because that's the pattern. Think about the first strike that Trump did on that Syrian air base. The Russian pilots got out. We called, we said, look, you better get out of there because we don't want to kill your guys and get into a big fight with you. And so they left. And that happened again with the naval assets that Russia had. But they'll probably do something, even if it's a cyber attack. Putin will do something just to say,
yeah, I got just a little bit.
But it'll be minimal.
You know, John Kerry said 100%. Ryan, 100% of the time you bring your knowledge to this. We thank you. It's a real 100%, not a chemical John Kerry 100%.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you.
Good to see you this morning.